Hey everyone, and welcome back to Elemental Cartomancy. Today I'm coming on to share with you some of the stuff that I've got over the festive period. So this is my festive haul. Alright guys, so I'm just going to get cracking with this. I've got some books and I've got some decks to share with you. And I'm going to try and make this reasonably quick, just because I want it to be a quick video where you can just get a quick nosy at the things that I've obtained. So the first thing I'm going to show you is this. This is the Line Strider Tarot. And so over the last few weeks, we've had Christmas, we've had New Year, and then I also got married last weekend. Um, my husband and I spent some time in Edinburgh as a kind of a mini moon, and we went to a pagan shop, and he got me this. So the Line Strider Tarot, and it's actually really nice. I'm enjoying it. I have used it. I used it whilst we were away to pull some cards from. So it's not in any kind of a order, but just to let you kind of quickly see the deck. So these are the backs of the cards. You have this kind of a Rorschach ink blot type back. And then the images are quite simplistic, but they're really nice. So I'm just going to turn over a couple and let you see them, and then I'll move on to the next, just so that this doesn't take too long, as I say. But it's a Llewellyn cardstock, so you either love it or hate it. I personally love it because I'm a riffle shuffler, and Llewellyn cards riffle shuffle really well. Um, so you can really get a nice riffle on it, and get a good bridge. So you either love it or you hate it. It is a bit thin, but it's good for that kind of a thing. So that was the first thing to show you, was the Line Strider Tarot. And obviously it comes with it's a book and card deck set. So it comes with a decent guidebook that gives you, a lot of information on each of the cards, and some info on spreads and how to read them and whatnot. So that was that. The next thing I want to share with you that I got is the Hangul Tarot. So as you'll probably know, like at this kind of time of year, we quite often get, money as a gift. And I was no exception. I'd got money, so I decided to get myself the Heindel Tarot, but also the two books that go with it. Just move some stuff about. So these are two pretty decent volumes that have been written by Rachel Pollock, an accompaniment to this deck. You've got one on the majors and one on the minors. And I've started, I've got a couple of bookmarks in this one actually. I got the Minor Arcana one first, and then this came about a week later. Um, the information that she gives you in the cards is pretty cool. Just let you quickly see the deck. It's a bit taller than your standard US Games kind of a tarot size. Although this is a deck by US Games, but a bit taller than your Smith Waite is what I'm saying. So these are the backs, and then the cards have this kind of a abstract feel to them. So they do really cool abstract painting type feel. I'm a big fan of the majors in this deck. It's always been a deck that I've admired the majors in, and you can see that we're given, the Hebrew alphabet, um, as well as other symbolism in there. It's the magician. You can see it's not. I can appreciate that it's maybe not a deck that's for everyone, just because of how kind of abstract it is and whatnot. But yeah, it's one that I'm excited to properly work with. So that was the Heindel Tarot and the two accompanying guidebooks that come with it. Now, I'm trying to kind of clean as I go here, clear up as I go along, so that I don't have, a big bomb site to tidy up once I'm done. Next, I want to share with you. So I got the Elemental Tarot. So this isn't one that I'd really heard much about, if I'm honest. Um, but I remember seeing it in fact, the pagan shop that I'm talking about that we went to in Edinburgh, I saw it in the window there. I thought, well, that's strange. I must look that up. I've not seen it. Um, and eventually I decided to buy it. So the symbolism, the images are quite rudimentary. Is that the right phrase to use? Pretty decent guidebook that you get. It does come split into two packs, which is kind of annoying, especially in this deck because the you know the hang on because the two packs are quite they sit quite differently. So they do. The two decks are bent quite differently. Let me see if I can show you what I mean. So do you see how that is? I've kind of reordered the cards slightly to the way that I like them. So, but you can see several separations, and that's because of um, the two the two packs. So these are the backs of the cards. And let me show you some of the cards. So this is our full. You can see that we're getting a wee um, I am the unlearned, and they can learn from me. So we're getting a sentence with it. Quite glossy, as you can see. So I'm looking forward to working with it. I think it'll be interesting and I'll be able to learn a lot from it. That's pretty cool. I like the Empress card. Astride the kind of a tiger. So we get the keyword from mother, as mother, and I am the whore and the holy one. I am the wife and the virgin is the phrase that comes with it. So yeah, I'll hopefully be doing a walkthrough of most of these decks that you see, if not all. But if there's a particular one that that you want to see, then send me a wee message, and I will do my best to prioritize that deck. So that was the Elemental Tarot by Caroline Smith and John Astrop. Sorry, I should be mentioning the creators of these decks. Okay, the next thing that I'll share um, is a journal. So I decided to that I would do a journal. I would use a journal for keeping a note of cards of the day and whatnot this year. And I decided to go with the Tattoo Tarot journal. So the Tattoo Tarot Ink and Intuition deck that I've got that I talk about, I absolutely love it. It's an amazing deck, so it is. And if you don't have it, I would get it. It's cheap as chips and really, really nicely done. But this is the journal that comes with it. So you get kind of a different spreads. It starts off with a kind of a card of the day, and you can fill in like the meaning of the card, interpretations and conclusions perhaps at the end of the day, where you can reflect on the card and how it played out in your day. We then kind of come to like two cards, so opposites. So you can look at kind of a different poles, different opposites, to the situation. We then get a three card section, and it comes on to a five card fountain spread. And it just kind of goes up like that. You get some Celtic Cross, some Year Ahead, and we get there's also uh, some really cool information on the cards themselves. So you can see there's some interpretations of the majors, and we get the minors as well. I think it was at the front, yeah, there's some cool exercises that you can use, just to kind of familiarize yourself with your cards. So, for example, Queen of Wands is saying, what do you think this woman wants most in life? What does she remind you of? And what does that tell you? And you've got some space to write, your answers to the questions that it's putting. And it does that for just a random selection of cards. So I'm really pleased with this. I think this was a really cool purchase. The next thing that I've got to share with you is an Oracle deck actually. Now you know that I'm not really don't read Oracle that much and I'm not massive on it, but I saw the artwork in this. It's the Liminal Spirits Oracle um, by Laura Tempest Zakroff, and I just had to. The artwork is absolutely stunning. Let me just show you some of the cards. So you're getting a decent guidebook. So everything in the deck is explained really well. These are the backs of the cards. And let me just show you some of the images. So look, Gateway. This is one of my favourites. Roots. And we have this kind of a tree slash heart. Absolutely stunning. Colours are so vibrant. Inspiration. Time. Environment. And I'll show you Star. Such a beautiful star card. Very Christmassy feel to it. So that is the Liminal Spirits Oracle. And yeah, I got that, I think in the week between Christmas and New Year, I got that through. But yeah, really pleased to have this in my collection now. Let's see. This was I asked for this in a Secret Santa, so I got this from my family, and I actually did some readings for some family members in person on Christmas Day with this. So this is Tarot of the Divine, and with it, I got the Beneath the Moon book that comes with it that kind of goes into the stories in depth. Um, but these cards are really, really nice, and this deck will always have a special place in my heart because I got to read with some of read for some of my family with it. So it's got a beautiful linen finish to it. So it's a great deck for like raffle shuffling and just for handling generally. I don't know if you can kind of see the kind of a linen surface to it. But this is another one because I've been using it. It's out of order. But that's the Ace of Wands. Got the Temperance card. Four of Cups. And in the kind of a wee guidebook that comes in the deck box, we get the tarot interpretation. It also tells us what story it links to. Each of the images links to a story. And then from there you can go to Beneath the Moon and look up the story that's associated to that card. And I've found that it just adds an extra layer to the meaning of the card. So yeah, I'm really pleased with this one. Ten of Swords. So yeah, that's Tarot of the Divine and Beneath the Moon guidebook that I got as part of my Secret Santa. It turned out it was my brother that had me for the Secret Santa. See, I'll pop that there and I'll pop that down there. Okay. This is one, so this is Tarot del Toro. I actually got this on Christmas morning. Sandy got me this, so he did. So it's one that's been out for a number of years, I think. So we've probably all seen it. But let me just show some of the cards. So we've got the backs. It is a pip deck. There we go, classic example. We'll get the Nine of Cups. Ace of Wands, which is really nice. And I did talk about this and show this when I went live with Simon on Boxing Day. Um, we were talking about what decks we had got. Five of Cups. See if we can get a. Ah, there we go. The World. So yeah, really unique art style. But if you're into that kind of a thing, then you know, really nice. That's Taro del Toro. And I suppose I should say who it's by. Does it say who it's illustrated by? Designed and carved by Thomas Hio. Okay. Next one now. I saw this. It's funny. This is one that's out of print. Like, well, I think it's out of print. It's an older one, but it's not one that I had seen before. This is the Hobbit Tarot, a US games deck. Now, when I first saw it, I thought, oh, this is going to be like a. If you've seen the Lord of the Rings Tarot, it's kind of a. I don't know. It doesn't look very tarot-esque. Um, But this is a kind of a Smith Waite style, fully illustrated deck, so it is. So let me just show you some of the cards. These are the backs. Really, really nice. There's a full, so that's Bilbo Baggins going off on his journey. We see Bag End, where he lives in the background. We see, I don't know if that's supposed to be Gandalf or Saruman. Probably Gandalf. Let me show you some of the minors though. So Five of Wands. Six. Seven of Wands. Again, I'll probably do a full walkthrough of this at some point. Ace of Cups. Two of Cups. And the Nine. So yeah, Sandy got me this. He got me it from eBay. Um, I wasn't really sure. I was humming and hawing, to and froing about whether to get it, but he decided he wanted to get it for me, and he did, which was really nice. So yeah, that was the Hobbit Tarot, and that is by Peter Prakovnik and Terry Donaldson. Prakovnik, and Terry Donaldson. Okay, where are we now? So the next thing to show you, this was a Christmas present from a friend, and it's just a notebook, but it's a really cool kind of a Marauders map style notebook. Um, so that was really cool, and it opens. I'll show you how it opens. It opens like this, and then it's just lined paper inside. But that's cool. I might use that as some sort of diary or journal or something. And I also got some fountain pens for myself in the last few days, so I'll use them in this. Practice the old penmanship. Um, this was a Christmas present from my husband as well, but it was late in being delivered, so I never got it until after Christmas. Disney Villains Tarot deck. Um, and it's kind of a not unlike the other Disney Tarot decks in that it's kind of a semi-pip. Some of the cards are pippish, some of them are illustrated. It's the same card stock as like the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot and the Labyrinth one as well. Um, it's quite sticky card stock, so it is. These are the backs. The backs are really nice. That's kind of a deep purple colour. And some of the card. Now, why is that the Ten of Cups first? So this deck's ordered quite funny. I've not quite got round to messing with the order of this. So we have our Fool. That's a Magician. High Priestess is Maleficent, which is pretty cool. Empress is the mother from Rapunzel. Shere Khan is the Emperor. And so on and so forth, but you get the gist. In fact, let me show you some of the minors and you'll see what I mean. So I think it does the courts and then it does the pit cards. So our Ace of Swords, 2. So some of them are quite pip, some of them are kind of illustrated in a way. 5. So the swords are, quite illustrated, but I'm sure there are some suits that are more. So like your cups. Uh, 6 of cups. 10. So yeah, it'll be interesting to work with. So that was the Disney Villains Tarot. And does it tell us who's designed and illustrated it? It's illustrated by Ellie Goldwyn. Just show you. Illustrated by Ellie Goldwyn. Okay. So let's see, we've still got some stuff to show you here. A few decks and some bits and bobs in terms of books. So the next book that I've got to show you isn't actually a tarot book, but it's a Rachel Pollock book. It's one of her novels and it's called Unquenchable Fire. So Unquenchable Fire by Rachel Pollock. It's one of her kind of her best-selling novels, and one that she's most known for as an author. So let me just show you the description on the back. So it says, in America, where the miraculous is par for the course, where magic and myths are as real as shopping malls and television game shows, Jennifer Marsden listens to the modern storytellers recite the tales of the founders. But when strange things start to happen and Jenny becomes pregnant from a dream, she enters a struggle which threatens her own life and causes her to question everything she has ever learned. So, really looking forward to getting into this. So I am, to giving that a read. Let's see. Next we have, so if you watched the live on Boxing Day with me and Simon, you probably saw me ordering this. Simon showed this deck during that live, and I decided then and there that I wanted it. So let me just quickly show you the deck. It's got this beautiful black gilding. The backs are some of my favourite backs that I've ever seen. Really, really nice. And yeah, the cards are pretty provocative, pretty cool. So a 10 of swords there. We have the 3 of wands. I think that's beautiful. Beautiful art. 6 of pence. Hangman. So yeah, I won't go through them all. If you want to see a walkthrough from me, then I can do it. But I know that Simon did a full walkthrough of it on his channel. So definitely check that out. But yeah, that's Taro Oscuro. Next we have, so this was something that I asked for in another Secret Santa. So this is just a plain journal, but I thought it's got like, so you can see it's got these stones in the cover. This beautiful kind of a leather type cover, and yeah, it opens like that, and then it's got this beautiful paper. So I was thinking about using this as a kind of a just dream. I daydream quite a lot, where my mind goes to random weird places. I was actually thinking lately that I want to start writing down like, kind of the things that I'm daydreaming about and dreaming about as well, I guess. So I wanted to get a kind of a journal to write that stuff in. So that was the purpose of this. Um, so yeah, um, so that's I suppose a kind of a daydream journal. Um, and yeah, really pleased with it. It's just got a really nice kind of art aesthetic to it, I think. Um, so yeah, next, I've actually done a walkthrough of this. This is the Sugar Skull Tarot. So check out my walkthrough video of it. Um, but also I'll show you quickly some of the cards from it. It's really unique this in that it's really big first of all. If I show you a comparison to a kind of a more standard size card, so you can see it's a lot bigger, and the edges, it's not rounded at the edges, which is unusual for a mass-produced deck. Very unusual. Um, and yeah, Ace of Pentacles. This isn't in order, because you would have seen me kind of a shuffling it up during my video that I did on it. Three of Cups. So yeah, that is the Sugar Skull Tarot, and it's one that I'm quite keen on. I keep messing up the order of it, but never mind. Okay, we are almost there. We've got two decks and two books to go. Um, so let's see, we'll show a book next, and this is a book on Greek mythology. So it is. I saw this and I asked for this, and I think yeah, my friend got me it. Really beautiful, well done book. So as you can see, the kind of a family tree there, of the Greek gods. Well, starting with Uranus and Gaia, Cronus and Rhea, who are the other Titans. Um, and then your Olympians and whatnot, and further down. And yeah, just a lot of really good information in this. Um, so yeah, I mean, these kind of books, I'm not one to read books like this cover to cover, but quite often, I'm like thinking, oh, I really fancy reading, the myth about, Eros and or whatever else, I'll think, oh, I wonder what was that story, and I'll look to my books to find it. So I like having books like this, and this is a really kind of a beautiful one. And it's a proper meaty volume as well, proper encyclopedia. The next one to show, well, on that, in that vein, still in the um, subject of Greek mythology, so the new Mythic Tarot. And this is one that I've had my eye on for quite some time. I understand that the old vintage version is a lot nicer. And who knows, maybe one day I'll try and get my hands on that. But I know what I'm like. If I get a version that's vintage, I know I'll be scared to use it. So I knew I wanted to get this one anyway, so that I'd be able to kind of a riffle shuffle it, throw it about, just not be scared to mess it up, because obviously you can get this quite readily. These are the backs. It's quite glossy as you can see, but the cardstock's all right. And yeah, we've got Dionysus as our fool, Hermes, I believe, yeah, as our magician. Um, the, these are still in order, but I noticed this with another deck, the Charming Caselli as well. It does a weird thing with the order of the majors. So we get the Empress. I believe that's Demeter. Got our Emperor, Zeus, our High Priestess and our High Priest are together, so we get Persephone and Chiron, I believe, and so on and so forth. I don't want to do a full walkthrough. But it's fully illustrated minors, although it's not strictly in the same style as Smith-Waite. The, the the minors, the pips follow a story, a certain character's story, and I think each suit follows a different story. So you can kind of follow it through. So we see the Five of Wands, we see that battle with this dragon. The Six, we see the kind of a victory. The Seven, see this battle, the Eight, and so on and so forth, all the way through. So yeah, that's the new Mythic Tarot. And that is by Juliet Sharman Burke and Liz Green. And the cards will be illustrated by Giovanni Caselli. And the book you get with it, can I just say, is absolutely fantastic. That is what makes up the size of the box. And you're getting a lot of information. It's showing you the different symbols that we see on the card. And it's giving us a whole host of information on each card that you get there. So, the new Mythic Tarot. And if you're still here, then thank you for sticking with me. I know I said that I wanted this to be quick, but as per usual, I've talked. One more book, and that is Soul Forest by Rachel Pollock. This book, I'm already halfway through it. It's absolutely fantastic. Fantastic book. She uses so the cards that we can see here is Rachel's own deck, the Shining Tribe Tarot, and she basically does different readings. It's wisdom readings, she calls them. So she'll ask questions like, "What is the soul?" And really deep questions where she's looking for kind of a just general wisdom rather than more perhaps what you might call more fortune telling type questions, where you're asking about a particular event or asking about your own life. So yeah, amazing book, beautiful color illustrated cards, so you're not having to go through the deck and find the cards that she's talking about. This isn't a guidebook for Rachel's deck, by the way. So it's just kind of a worked readings, and I'm really enjoying going through it. So I'm like really enjoying it. There's like some interviews as well. There's been a couple of so each chapters, is it? It's not really chapters, it's just sections. But there's been a couple of interviews with Rachel that people have conducted with her that are in here. And they've been really, really interesting to read. So I would highly recommend this. It's called Soul Forest by Rachel Pollock. And bringing up the rear, the final deck that I wanted to show you and talk to you about is the Sasarabito Tarot. And this is one that I only got through the post recently. In fact, it came through on the day of my wedding, so it came through on Saturday just past. So I've not really had a chance to work with it much. But these are the backs, which are absolutely stunning. It's got the nice kind of a matte papery cardstock that you get with decks like the New Choice and that. This is our full. Probably all seen this deck, so I'll just show a couple of cards from it. Our Magician, our High Priestess with the owl there, symbolising wisdom, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that was the Sasarabito Tarot. So that concludes this video. Let's just bring it back to my face. That was my festive haul. So the various decks and books and goodies that I've acquired over the festive period, not specifically to Christmas Day, but over the festive period. So what about you guys? What is your festive haul? What have you guys acquired over the last few weeks that you want to share with us? I'm excited to know. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Take care, and I'll hopefully speak to you all soon. Bye.